I kicked my neglectful brother-in-law out of the estate. We bought it, and his family can't do anything about it.
Brother, you may not stay here no longer.
They really did hit him with that. My 32 male husband and I, 29 female, purchased his grandparents' estate after both grandparents passed away, and he did not inherit it.
Dang.
The family chose to sell the entire estate without claiming or removing any property. By the way, this comes from user pigpin91 on the r/okstorytime subreddit. So, the estate was left to the family to receive equal shares amongst 2 children and 4 grandchildren, including my husband. The family chose to sell and receive the money in equal shares. My husband and I chose to purchase the estate.
Dang, good for you guys.
Yeah, well, estate owners over here.
Got that chicken money. All right.
The big chicken money. My 33 male brother-in-law was living in the house as his grandparents had agreed to help him get on his feet after the breakup with his child's mother. He had substance abuse issues and has been unemployed since the birth of his child. His child's mother supported him before they broke up a year ago.
Okay.
We agreed to allow him to stay if he contributed to the monthly bills and got up to care for his child and his pets, rather than leaving that responsibility to whoever was awake or home. And if no one was awake or home, his 3-year-old was left unattended.
Oh.
Yo, can't do that, dog. That's called criminal negligence.
Yeah, that's in What Not to Do as a Parent 101 book.
Yeah.
Seems like they didn't read it.
He refused. Oh, wow. He just outright was like, nah, I'll better myself as a person or a father. No, I don't think I'll be doing that. I told him he needed to move out, and he refused to move out. I made it clear that it was not an option. I packed all of his and his child's things, oh no, and moved them out of the bedroom he was staying in to the garage. Maybe don't kick the kid out, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Ew, I don't know. My husband's family then informed me that was not my place and I have no right. His mother showed up unannounced to our house to find I had cleaned out other rooms in the house, and she and 2 other family members informed me I would not be going through, moving, or getting rid of anything in the home as it belongs to their parents/grandparents, and it was not my place.
I don't know. Did you check the deed of the house recently?
When I go, that's funny because I feel like I bought the place.
Oh my gosh, whose name is that?
Whoa.
Mine?
Remember how you guys all had the ability to literally pick and choose whatever in the estate would belong to who, but y'all all decided on getting rid of the whole thing and taking the cash. So the one who gave you the cash, that was us. It was me and my husband.
But it seems like they forgot that.
So we kind of own everything in the estate now because we paid you for it, remember? I responded by saying they were welcome to ask for anything specific that they regret selling with the estate. But this is my home, and I will do whatever I want. They asked that I give them the time to come and go through things themselves, to which I said no. If it's not garbage, it will be placed in storage until everything has been gone through, and my husband has kept what he wants, and the rest will be sold or donated at that time. They are free to go through things. I explained that they would not be contacting any other person who purchased the estate. And it is ridiculous that they feel comfortable contacting me with demands. Yeah, basically being like, if it wasn't us and your son, or like, if we weren't the ones who bought the estate, would you be calling whoever bought it being like, actually, you guys aren't allowed to touch anything. And that's all our stuff. It's like, no, you wouldn't have done that. After I refused to acknowledge their feelings, quote unquote, they attempted to have my husband confront me and for him to stop allowing me to be so disrespectful. My husband's response, I cannot control her, and this is our home. So am I the a-hole? I mean, no. I think that there is a way where it's like, I think we might be missing a little key piece of information here. And I think it might have been an unexpected thing for them to buy the estate outright, right? I think the whole estate got sold, them included.
Yeah.
Right? And then they went after that later, and we're like, we're just, I don't know how that works. I've never been in a position to buy or sell an estate, so I'm not really familiar with how the process works But I gotta assume that it was a surprise that they bought it, or they would have gone through all of that stuff and been like, "We want to keep this, we want to get rid of that."
Yeah.
Right? Or
I don't know. All I can think about is
something missing here.
Give the husband the award of the year. Because, dude, that comment,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cannot control her. This is our home. Dude.
Yeah,
dude, to his own family.
He said, hey.
Come on. W husband. I see him in the comments.
I'm not going to be like, yeah, he really did. That was the most perfect statement he could have said.
Dang.
I'm not telling her how to be. It's our house. She can be however she wants. It's our house. Brother-in-law is on state assistance. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. The whole brother-in-law issue completely left my brain. Brother-in-law is on state assistance, so the Department of Family Services is already aware of their situation. All involved grandparents, brother-in-law's mother, and the child's mother's parents are aware of the situation as well. When the child's mother spoke with us, she stated she works and the baby has always been with dad, and dad has custody, so what is she supposed to do? I guess that's fair. The child's mother has also had substance abuse issues. Both parents are boozics and use THC substances, which are legal in this state. We cannot confirm the use of other substances. Brother-in-law moved in about 3 months prior to grandparents both being gone. The estate was in probate and on the market for 9 months, and we paid market price, no family discount. My husband lived with his grandparents from 7 years old until he was 27 years old when we moved in together. One day a week, we had dinner with his grandparents at their home to check on them and spend some time with them. The rest of the family live in other towns 30 minutes to an hour away. My husband works outside of the home, and I work at home. We also have 3 children, my 12-year-old male child from a previous relationship, and they all have to have their own space in our home. Okay.
Noted. So you were closer to the grandparents than the other family members.
Yeah.
And we got some context with the brother.
Yeah, and it seems like the other brother-in-law just moved in here out of convenience at the tail end of the things were not going right.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll let you get on your feet here.
Yeah.
We have another edit. We kept brother-in-law's pets as he is unable to care for them and offered to have the child stay with us while the parents decide what to do. Both parents said no. I do not agree with the family dynamics of my husband's family. That's not to say that I don't like them, but they enable one another and their child, my husband included, to act irresponsibly and irrationally.
Oh.
They had 9 months to claim items they wanted, and after we purchased, they had 45 days to go through things. Again, anything that is not literally garbage or unusable or in need of extensive repair is in storage to be gone through for sale and donation. And we have now an update.
And the family is just kind of like, he's fine. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah, they're like
enabling it.
Yeah, they're like, you don't have the right. And it's like, actually, as the homeowner, I do have the right to decide who gets to stay in my house.
Yeah, I honestly might be talking to the husband about going low contact with his family. Because it doesn't seem like they're tight in the first place.
Yeah.
And they're allowing this kind of like behavior to go on.
I mean, look, I get like we all have our ups and downs, our peaks and valleys, and it's like clearly the brother-in-law is not in a peak right now, right?
Yeah.
He's in a valley. But you gave him the opportunity to stay there.
Yeah.
You said, here's A, B, and C. What needs to happen? We need you to pay your way a little bit. We need you to try to get a job. We need you to make active steps to coming out of this valley that you're in.
Put some effort in.
And he straight up said, no. That is a hard no from me. So they're saying, okay, if that's a hard no from you, you have to leave.
Yeah, because they're not going to be like his family and enable it. They're going to be like, be a person.
Like, all right, you got to now figure it out then, I guess. If you're not going to figure it out here, go figure it out somewhere else because you're not going to stay here. My husband contacted the estate attorney, and I contacted the sales attorney. Ooh, there's a lot of attorney talk. We purchased the estate anonymously to avoid this situation. Okay, so I was right. They didn't know that this was happening.
Yeah.
And now that they realize that the estate was purchased, they're saying, actually, wait, no, we want to look through all that stuff, and we want to do that. We want to do that. So they're trying to take advantage of the situation. They're trying to strong arm her. And she's saying, not today. Anyway, we purchased the estate anonymously to avoid this situation. I was unaware of that. The family has no legal right to any property and was informed of that when we purchased the property. So the family sold all property without the knowledge that we purchased it, and they could potentially reclaim anything. They have continued to demand I not go through or remove any property, and I have continued to throw trash out and place other items in storage. I have taken the advice of many commenters to sell back the items the family is asking or demanding back. We paid for the property and items. They can purchase the items back with the money we paid for said items they want. Okay. Upon purchase, we did not continue the rent-free agreement for brother-in-law, and he was, quote, evicted prior to purchase. The agreement to allow him to stay after we purchased and required a rental agreement for utilities and the understanding he would be responsible for his child and pets. When he refused the new agreement, no eviction was needed as it was a property sale with more than a 30-day notice. So they are legally completely in the green here.
Mm-hmm.
And legally, I think all of you would be in the green as well if you join us every weekday when we go live on YouTube, on Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch at 3 p.m. PST. All you got to do is tap our profile. We might even be live right now. If you're watching this in the future, go just see if we're live right now.
Yeah, the ducks are in the row. There's nothing they can do.
But what would your position be on future steps to take in regards to communications with the family?
I feel like they did every single step that they could. They offered to take the kid in. They offered, the brother-in-law to do what they could. I think they got everything figured out here.
Let's finish this story off. Let's see how greedy it gets.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Last edit and update, we purchased the estate for $400,000 rounding down.
Oh,
So
man.
yes, it did cost us. He did receive 1/6 of the $400,000, which was given directly back to the bank for the loan, along with additional funds we saved over the 9 months to purchase either this estate or another home. Brother-in-law was given the option to contribute to the cost of utilities and his child and his pet's living costs, get out of bed, and care for his child and pets at the time of purchase. When he refused that option, no eviction was required because he was legally required to vacate when we purchased the estate. And that's the end of the story. So they're like, yep. And we didn't even have to go through an eviction process because he was already legally required to leave
Yeah.
at the time that we bought it.
Dude,
So,
this family's whack. Whack-a-doodle-doo.
I mean, I guess a smart move trying to buy it anonymously, but also like, ooh, it turned out it was impossible to
To even do anything.
maybe you shouldn't have done it anonymously, and then it would have avoided all of this because they would have just done it immediately and would have been like, but I guess you had to do it anonymously because if you didn't, then it would have definitely been way more of a mess up front.
Yeah.
And I
If
guess
they
now
reacted to it
Yeah,
like this,
yeah,
imagine up front.
what am I saying? It's so smart that you did this anonymously because now that you have everything legally lined up, there's nothing they can do but cry and complain about it.
Yeah.
Before they would have been able to twist your arm about it in a very more real way. But if now that you've bought the whole estate, it's like, there we go.
I can't say nothing.